What's it called? What's it called? What's it called? No, he doesn't even know what it's called. What's it called? What's it called?
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to What's It Called? This is Dave. I'm Dave, one half of the What's It Called team. And look, things are falling apart over here, man. We're pushing through it and we're okay. But we're having a tough week. It's a tough month. And so this episode is weird. It's just me right now, and if you're watching on the YouTube, you can see that old Dr. Funk is on the bed behind me. And look, for the record, Caleb and I are okay, and everyone everyone's fine. And as with everything, we're laughing through it because what else can you do? And it's also not like anything with either of us is like we're safe and stuff. I don't know. I don't know. It's a bad. Hi, hello, thank you for listening to our show. And we just had a bunch of things happen, and then like technically everything went wrong. Like everything is just wrong and off. So Caleb is on a cruise ship right now, and we tried to record an episode, but the Wi-Fi is so bad that there's this major delay. And I'm going to, like, in a minute. I think we recorded for about 20 minutes, and it's just like, look, we're great, we're geniuses, so it's funny because we're great, but it's like wild. And also I just got back from a 2.5 week tour, and I don't know, I guess what I'm trying to the reason I'm trying to talk about things in this way is, like, I don't want to make it seem like my life is god awful, because especially in comparison to like a lot of things that are happening right now, it's not. But a lot of things have gone wrong all in a row in a comical sense, and in some cases not a comical sense at all, and so these are not excuses, but I do want you to know, like, right now and next week too, I think you're gonna be going on a little bit of a journey with us while we figure our way through whatever the fuck this is. Caleb's on a cruise ship with horrible Wi-Fi, and we knew we'd have Wi-Fi, and he was gone for 2.5 weeks, starting right, or 2 weeks, a week and a half, either way, two episodes worth of recordings, two recordings times. He is on this boat. And it began the day before I got back from tour or something fucking crazy like that, or a few days before. So we like had to do it remotely. And my tour, it was a train tour. It was so much fun. My shows were fun. I met so many of you out there, and I love that so much. And that's what's weird. I had a blast. A bunch of people came to all the shows. But it was just objectively, like, Ismail Lutfi, who I was doing the tour with, got a job writing for a show. I can't tell you what it is yet, but he got a job writing for a TV show, and that's huge. And so he had to fly home and then move, and then work started on Monday. It was insane. And so then I ended up alone and doing this tour, and that was still really fun. And then, like, the day of my Washington D.C. show, my good friend Kenny DeForest died, and that's the part of it that is the part that I said is not comical at all. And he's a good friend of Caleb and me, and so much so that he was on the show, whatever, 2 months ago, and he's the third guest we've ever had. So I really love him, and it's been really hard. I haven't written anything on the internet yet, except this tonight, the night I recorded this. I wrote one thing. I reposted. They donated all of his organs, and he saved his organ donation saved 5 lives. And I shared a post about that and said that I love him. And I know that this show is silly and dumb, and that's what we want it to be. And I also know that none of you listening are going to mind if I take a moment to talk about my friend. Of course you won't, but I do. I don't know. I do feel strange bringing this energy into this show that is definitely very different from that, and so yeah, I guess I just don't really know how to talk about it. But also, I haven't written online about it at all, and I much prefer doing this. I don't know. I can't connect my feelings correctly in text on the internet, and I think I don't know. I imagine you probably understand that. So this is nice, and thanks for listening. And then also, like, on top of that, it really has been weird for me and Caleb, and to really talk about it. I moved, and Caleb is in LA now, and he, he's the best. He just rolled with it. He was like, "Oh yeah, you got to move to New York. You got to do it. You got to do it. We'll figure it out." And then I moved, and the move was a lot, and I also turned 40, which kind of melted my brain, and those things kind of caused us to have to sort of like just do things remotely for a while, and not think so much about like pushing ourselves. It was a lot of like we need rest and stuff like that. And yeah, we were already talking about it's time to sort of like push and stuff. And then Kenny died, and I don't know. I mean, I guess it's not really related, except like that just couldn't be. It does like a few things to my brain. It makes me want to rest right now, and it makes me want to work very, very hard right after that. Um, and so those we were already going to be doing that, and now we're going to be doing it more than ever. It's going to be a weird December where we're recording from boats and shit, and we're sad, and trying to figure out what this is. But we love you, and we love this show so much. And I think those of you that, again, this is like a serious episode of our silly show. But if I could like open the hood up, I think if you're listening to the show right now, you get it. You get what we're doing, and it's not like I think we're doing something. Oh, no one's ever done a comedy show where two guys talk. What? I'm not trying to claim we're some sort of like artistic geniuses, but I think that we do because of how he and I hang and riff together, a very specific type of comedy that is special. I really think that about our show and each other and our friends, and it's why we had Kenny on the show, and so uh I really look forward to I don't know what the term would be, to doing it more, I guess, and doing it bigger and in new ways and in person and stuff. And I also know that you do too. Cuz really, we have like a specific thing we do. And if you describe it to people, they're like, that's not specific, but it fucking is. It's a specific type of stupid. It's a magical type of nice and stupid we got going on here. And we and all of you really get it, and I'm sorry that it's going to be a little fucked up for like a month or two, but we're Caleb and I are really excited to you know um get back to it in a big way in the new year. And I know, look, maybe like a bunch of other shit will happen, and that will get delayed again, but I don't think so. It's been it's been a bit of resting, and then need to rest a little bit more, and then I don't know. I'm like not. I don't like that. I talked about Kenny and then made it about work and my business and my life, and I hope I'm just sort of like I don't really know how to express my thoughts about it, and so I'm just kind of rambling. And also, quite frankly, talking by yourself alone in your room into a fucking microphone is like it drives you insane. It like you. I did it the entire pandemic. Some of you know me from that. I had a podcast that I've always said I would do again. It's called Get Stupid. I called it Good Heroin for a while. Um, I'm never going to do it again. I hate this. I hate talking solo into a mic. And like I just do. I just fucking do. And yeah, and it's because I like being around people. I like people. I really, really, it's why I'm a fucking comedian. I want to be relating to human beings. And so on a podcast, it's got to be Caleb or Hampton Yunt or, you know, you get it. And as much as I think, I don't know, I said some funny stuff on Get Stupid and made some stuff I like. I can't be doing that anymore. And I'm happy to do it sometimes. This is fine. Especially now it's like a little bit somber. I get to just tell you how I feel and that's cool. But I do get scatterbrained when I do it and I don't really know how to talk. And I also don't know how to talk about grief. It's really interesting with Kenny. I mean, Kenny, it's crazy because like he was 37 years old. He got in a bike accident. And he got surgery. Um and then there were complications past that and so it was like a very quick downturn inside of a week and he's gone. And I really don't know what to do. Yeah, I don't know. I guess to this end, like to bring it back to the reason I felt weird about what I was saying about the show before is I meant to talk about Kenny and then separately be like, we've been chilling this year and obviously because of this tragedy and because everything's complicated, things are going to be a little weird. And then we are super ready to get moving forward. Right. But then instead, what I did was I said them at the same time and it seemed like they're all about each other. And I don't know. I don't want to make it seem like I need some massive break because I lost a friend because people go through so much and push forward and work. And I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not like that. I just like, it's just so fucked up. Everything's just so fucked up. And it's like losing someone you love is so fucked up. Um, but losing somebody who is young is so vexing. It just like destroys your understanding of the world. Like, no, that's not a person that is going. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And then someone who's healthy, and then on top of that, like he's a larger than life guy. Like he was just a joy, and he just fucking he just was great. He was just great, and you just don't think that somebody like that's gonna die. Man, if you know him and you're listening to this, and this is like broadsiding you, I'm sorry about that. I hope blindsiding. Um, I hope this wasn't jarring. I didn't know. I don't know. I don't know how to talk about anything quickly at all. And again, also, if you're not, I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of a mess. I guess if I'm being real with myself, I'm kind of a mess. Here's the deal. So I love Kenny. We were close, but we were newly close. Like it was within the past year. Like I mean, we were friends. I knew him for a long time. I met him. I'm pretty sure when I visited New York from LA. I was based in LA doing stand-up for a long time, and I met him doing he and Will Miles and Clark Jones ran comedy at the Knitting Factory for years, and I met him when I did that show. And then he moved to LA and he would do my shows and we would hang out and get to know each other and stuff. And so we were friends, but we weren't close. And then we moved to New York at the same time and became fucking buds. And then and that slowly grew and grew to the point where we're like, we texted with each other a lot. He, man, he did this thing. It's so funny. Like with the context of me and in this show, you'll know, you'll get this, but this is a thing that's like, I want to post about this online because I think it's just so funny. But I need to describe the context well. And so for now, I'm just going to say it on this show. Every couple days, Kenny would text me and it would just be this like deluge of texts that was him explaining to me why the fact that men give him boners doesn't make him gay. And I mean, it was just, and actually it was a group chat, me, Caleb, and Kenny, uh called Very Straight Men. And he would just be like, hey guys, can you guys back me up on this? The fact that I can't get it up around my wife, that doesn't mean I'm not attracted to wife or women in general, right? And the fact that I get a boner around my best friend Todd, I mean, Todd's not real and he doesn't have a wife. And it was just this, like, I don't know, this bit he decided to do to make fun of homophobia amongst the two of us. And yeah, he was just like a silly fucking, I don't know, he was a great guy. And he had fucking great jokes about mental health. I remember, like, the first time I ever saw his stand up, and, like, I've been in the room with him when he did stand up and, like, noticed that he was funny and shit and been like, yeah, good set, dude. But the first time it, like, really caught me, like, that I really realized what a great comic he was. I was at this show, Blair and Greta show, run by Blair Saki and Greta Titelman. If you know them, they're great. And I don't think it's still going, but it was at Genghis Cohen in LA. And Kenny was on and he did this joke that he has a reel of on his Instagram at Kenny DeForest, I believe. And the joke is it's like, I have anxiety, and basically what that means is that my brain is a shitty detective. Um it gathers all this evidence and it comes to an unbelievable conclusion. My brain will be like, I see that you uh, that you have a lot of friends, and when you walk into a room, people seem to be excited that you're there. You have a lot of people who respond positively to you talking to them and smiling at them. We have deduced that everybody hates you. And I definitely brutalized that joke, and he does it much better. But yeah, no, I mean, really funny, fucking silly guy. And yeah, I love him a lot. And it's hard for obvious reasons, but it's also, he and I were working on stuff, and I don't know, man. It's really hard because so, like I said, we were recently close. And a year ago, that's a while. We'd done a lot of hanging out. But I have friends here that I'm even closer with that are like best friends with him. And this is not, I don't mean this as like a comparing thing. And look, don't get me wrong, I definitely fall victim to being a guy who's like, oh, my grief doesn't matter because it's less than other people's. But I've like moved through that in my head, and I'm fine, you know, grieving and like accepting that obviously my relationship with the man matters. But the interesting thing about it is that um so there's the fact that I'm grieving, but then also some of my best friends are experiencing the most massive loss they've ever experienced. And like I hope that makes sense. Like, so, and again, I suppose I am sort of comparing my loss, but I'm just saying, like, when one of your best friend, like, so I'm simultaneously dealing with this pain, but then like these guys that I've gotten close with in New York or that I've known for a while, they all had this like crew that included Kenny that have known each other for decades, that like went on a yearly trip and stuff. And so it's like, I couldn't, I am trying to like mourn and like feel how I feel and like process it and be upset and stuff at the same time as like really taking care of these other people in my life. And it is just kind of, it's just it's just a really fucked up feeling, I suppose. I don't even know what the word I mean in place of fucked up is. it's just fucked up, you know. I didn't know that I was going to talk about this long. This is 20 minutes now. So now I have, yeah, eulogized my friend for much longer than I intended on my dumb show about butts. And I look, and you know, if it's too much for you, I understand, and I want you to not, you know, feel bad about like skipping forward or whatever. You really shouldn't. And like, and Kenny wouldn't care. He would be like, "Oh my god, Dave, shut up, shut the fuck up, dude. This is a comedy show. Imagine you're at a stand-up show, you're at the cellar, and a guy just stands on stage and just like talks about his friend who died for 20 minutes without really that many jokes. So thank you for being here with me for that. I really appreciate that. And I don't even think I think one of the reasons I keep talking about it too is I'm hoping that like I'll find in talking about him some sort of like emotional moment with it. And I haven't really hit I don't know. I thought maybe some sort of like understanding of it would start pouring out of my mouth and face and brain, and it didn't really. I just talked, and that helps, you know, venting helps, but anyway. Uh yeah, I don't know. I like look him up. Look Kenny up, please. And also look up every his friend, like all of his friends. Maddie Ryan and David Drake and Alex Cumin and Lane Pichel and fucking Aaron Weaver and just this crew of Chicago comics that are like man, just lovely people and so funny and just so good to each other and they all either run or hover around comedians you should know at the Gutter in Greenpoint in Brooklyn every Wednesday and Saturday, and Caleb and I have talked about it on the show. And if you're around, go to that show, you know, and all those guys have albums and specials and watch them, and they're like all hurting right now, and they're just pushing forward and being strong, and it's just wild to see. Some of the funniest people I've ever met, and everyone's just in such fucking pain. And man, I just keep talking about this on my silly comedy show. So I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move forward. But I love you very much. And I am, and I mean it. I really do. Like even before this tragedy, this was like a year of rest for Caleb and me. And now it's like, all right, well, we better like really, really rest in order to like feel this pain, right? But that aside, and also because of that, because you got to work through it as well. Like it's all just all of those feelings are heightened because of that. I really think that in 2024 we're gonna be fucking hitting the pavement. That's how it feels. That's how I feel. I'm excited to make some stuff. I'm really excited to occupy my mind with making stuff. I'm also excited to be very stupid. Yes. Man, I can't stress enough that fucking tour. Damn, man. A bunch of you came out. All the shows were fun. All of the shows were fun. And it's so cool to see. Like, I'm not massive on social media. I'm not massive on TikTok or Instagram. I have followers, you know, and I know that I have fans, and it means a lot to me. But it really, I have friends who have like, you know, hundreds of thousands or millions of TikTok followers, and that seems to be what the comedy industry cares about booking wise. Uh, and and honestly, even local small shows. So I have like kind of garnered an opinion in my head, like, oh fuck, I might be fucked in my career. And that tour was so great because it was a reminder that that you can be a little punk band in this, which is all I ever liked when I was a kid anyway, and all I ever really wanted to be. As long as I make enough money to feel safe, that's what I want. And so I'm gonna be on the road more too. And hello and I love you to all of you who came to shows. And hopefully I'll be doing some touring with Caleb. That'll be fun. Um and so yeah, here here's what you're about to hear. I'm gonna You know what? No ad this week. Fucking ad this week. No thanks. I'm just gonna go straight into it from here. Um, Caleb and I'm in my house and he's in uh, Cuba and on a cruise ship, and we like tested out in the recording you're about to see. We test out the delay, and then we tell some stories so the other one doesn't have to talk much. And we did have a good time. It's pretty dumb and you can hear the delay, and this episode is real fucking wild, but but yeah, that's what's coming up, and then we'll just say goodbye from there. So follow us at What's It Pod on social medias. Follow me at Dave to the Ross. Follow him at Caleb Sign on Instagram, at Dumb Caleb on Twitter, aka X. And what's it called .rodeo is our website. Shop.whatsitcalled.rodeo is our store. And we'll be back next week in some form, and it's just going to be a fucking wild month. And thank you so much for being here with us. You're the best. I am going to do a solo Patreon episode this week, so if you want more of, I think that I feel like I've talked about the loss of my friend enough on this mic today. I don't think I'll be doing more of that on the Patreon this week, but maybe, I don't know. But I also think I'm just gonna do something stupid because I like stupid shit and stupid people and stupid places. Um, yeah, I love you. Layer on down. This is What's It Called. Welcome to What's It Called. I'm the Potato Boy. You are a sleeper or a Richard Karn. And fuck Walter Mondale, and keep on tipping. Here's the boat show.
What's it called?
Okay, so here's the deal.
Hello.
Yeah, dude, this is going to be so insane. So look, this week, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong in every way, and like the bad things have happened, and in the world and in our lives. And then we were trying to record this show that we love so much, and I just got back from tour, and I'm like blurry eyed. And Caleb is on a boat. He's on a fucking boat, and he's doing stand up on a cruise ship. And so we're trying to record, and there's a delay.
Oh, it's bad.
It's so long, dude. And but here's the thing: we want to put an episode out because we love you and we love the show. And so, here's what we're gonna do: we're gonna record for a while, and we're gonna see what the delay sounds like. So here, let's show you just how bad the delay is. And this is not Caleb. I want you to answer this question immediately after I ask it. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. How are you?
Good.
Dude,
I answered it so fast.
okay,
I really did.
let me show you how bad it is. You ask me a question.
How's it hang?
Great.
Ding-a-ling king.
Good.
That was bad.
No, it was bad because I said great after you said how's it,
It
hanging,
was bad.
and then you said dingling king, and it probably was that it took me the amount of the delay is as long as it takes you to say dingling king.
The delay is long and shitty like my dick is.
There you go. Long and covered in shit. Caleb, ask me a question again.
Oh, dude, I've had to be clean on these comedy shows on this cruise ship, and it's like it's so nice to be a dirty little piece of shit again. All right, here's a good question for you. How's Dr. Funk doing? Answer as fast as you can.
Good. Yeah, it's
Why
crazy,
is it?
right?
It's still how the news works. It's just when it has to go to space and back, and it's Wi-Fi on a satellite on a boat. It's terrible. I'm like near Cuba right now.
It's also unbelievable that it only takes that long. You know what I mean? Like it used to be that if I wanted to say how are you, it would have to be carried to you by a bird. And now we're like, what the
I
fuck,
think
dude? It
that's
takes
wrong.
like
I think it's wrong
two
to make birds
seconds.
work.
That's yeah, I agree with that. No one should work. Um,
No,
okay,
I know.
this delay is fucking
Just don't want to work
crazy.
anymore.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Micah Fox, this like really
Oh,
funny
you know what we should
comic
do?
in
It's
New
like they
York,
do with old.
is she has
Oh wait.
a bit about this where it's all about how um AI should absolutely take our jobs. We made it an artist, and really, like, why don't we? You know what I mean? And after I've seen her do that bit, I'm like, yeah, I don't want a job.
Yeah.
Have AI, you know? This delay. What were you saying, dude?
Yeah, I can't wait, dude. You know what we should do is we should do like telegrams where we should say we do our thing and then stop.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
We're over and out.
Okay, so wait. Caleb did say he has a really long story he can tell that doesn't require any input from me. And so why don't we do that?
All right, so this is the first time I've ever done a cruise ship, right? And cruise ships are sort of it's so funny because as comedian, it's like you know what I mean. It makes you feel like a big old clown. And everybody kind of talks shit about him, which makes sense because you're on the boat in the ocean, you know, and the stage is going like, and you're like it's wobble, you know, you don't really feel you have to live with the audience for 2 weeks. It's just kind of hell on earth, like, and people just make fun of like cruises, and so, but I've always wanted to do one. I've never been on a cruise. You know, I grew up poor. I wasn't a cruise person. Like, it just seems cool. It's a big boat. You're drinking margaritas. You're in a hot tub. You're in the ocean in a tub. It's like seems cool. So I finally got one. They pay way more than a comedy club. So I was like, okay, two birds, one stone. I've always wanted to do a cruise. So the cruise ship, they're like flying me out. I'm like, great. So then I see the flight. It's a red eye flight from LA to the Dominican Republic. Okay. So it's a long, long, long flight. I finally land, no, and uh, and then I got to go through customs in Republic, which is way worse than I thought. It's the worst customs I've ever been through. And the flight gets delayed, and the ship has to leave. You know what I mean? It has to get out of the port and everything. So they're like, if you don't get on that boat at 4 o'clock, you're just stuck in the Dominican Republic. So I'm in this, I'm in this shuttle, going from the airport to this boat, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm late, and I'm like, you know, I'm trying to get my phone to work in the Dominican Republic. I don't know how that works. I don't know how Verizon. I don't know what their Verizon is in Dominican Republic. I don't know what it is. I don't want to get charged $1 million. And so everybody's texting me. I'm getting a bunch of texts from the cruise ship, like, "Where are you? We have to leave. We're a cruise ship." And I'm just like, "I'm doing my best. The flight was delayed. I don't know what to tell you." And literally, I look out the window as I'm texting. There's a cow walking down the street. Like, there's no lanes. There's no painted lines saying which lane is which lane. There's just a cow, and then like, and there's like maybe in my eye line, big old highway, maybe four cars. Everything else is like three or four people on a motorcycle, just zooming. Cow, chickens running around. It was like the craziest thing I'd ever seen. I'm late. Pull me up. They tell me I'm the last. There's 3,000 people on this cruise ship. I'm the last one. I'm the last one. They're literally yelling at me when I get out of the shuttle. They're like, "Go, go, 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 go," and like yelling at me in Spanish. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm wearing Crocs and an Adidas tracksuit, and I'm like this just fucking idiot trying to get off this boat. And then they tell me that they go, okay. The lady goes, "Look, just take a picture of your passport and email it to this email address. And I was like, what? And then she just says the email address, and then they shut the door of the cruise ship. So I'm like, I don't think I'm legally allowed to be in the Dominican Republic or this cruise ship right now. So I'm like super worried. And I check in. It was so embarrassing. Everyone's looking at me. Everyone's like, "Why?" It's all these boomers that are like, "Let's." I want to go get drunk on a beach in Granada, and we're waiting on this dipshit comedian But it's like I didn't delay the flight, and so I get there. And I'm like, and I finally get checked in, and then the guy comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, hi, I'm the entertainment. This is my first cruise." And he goes, "Okay, cool." And I go, "What time's the show? I haven't slept. I was a red eye flight." And he goes, "Oh, it's Sunday." And I'm like, what? What? Because I got there Thursday morning and I'm on this boat and they just had all that stuff and I just got yelled at and I don't do 3 days. Like blew my mind. And and so now I'm just like living on this cruise ship with you know what I mean? Like I'm not here with anybody. I'm just a lone guy on a cruise ship for 3 days. And up the next morning to like knocking on the door, like loud knocking on the door, and the guy comes up, "Hey man, they need to talk. The immigration needs to talk to you." And I was like, "I thought," and they're like, you're kind of in trouble." I'm like, "Oh no!" So so go. All right, you got to go to There's a French restaurant on this boat, and they're like, "Go to the French restaurant at 10." I was like, "Oh shit!" So I get there, it's just me, this other lady, middle-aged lady, and I was like, "Hey, do you happen to be waiting?" I'm like hustling up the stairs, and she's like, she's the only person else there. So I go, "Hey, do you happen to be waiting on the immigration?" She goes, "Yes, yes, I'm disembarking." And I was like, "What?" She goes, "Why are you leaving?" And I was like, "Leaving? Am I getting kicked off of this boat?" I haven't even done the show yet. All I've done is get here and like go to sleep and get yelled at. And I was like, I don't think so. I'm like the comedian. I don't know what it is. I got on the boat really quick yesterday. I was late. Maybe I'm in trouble. I don't know. And she was like, "Oh, I hate this. Like the boat just I can't get any sleep. The boat just keeps rocking back and forth." And she was just like furious. And she's got all her bags packed. And so we're there at 10:30, and I'm just like, "All right." I was there at like 10:20. I was like, I want to get this figured out. I want to make sure I don't get kicked off this boat. I'd never heard the term disembark before. So and, they don't show up till 11:30, the immigration people. They show up at 11:30. And so they finally take care of all my stuff. And then I go, I still haven't had access to the internet or my phone. Like, I don't know where, I have not had contact with anyone alive for 24 hours. Like, it's like insane. I've done that before on camping trips, but I've never done it when I'm just alone in the Dominican Republic. So I go, "Hey, how do I get internet? I need to figure out how to get internet." And they go, "Internet desk." So I go to the internet desk, and it says internet desk goes 9 to 11 a.m., and then it goes 6 to 7 a.m. And I'm just like, well, I would have been there if but the immigration. So now I just have no way to contact it. I'm just like lost. And oh my God, it's like one thing after another. And then So so I get back to my room. I don't have internet. My phone starts ringing and it's ringing like Wall Street in the 70s, like bring bring bring. And I was like, "What is this?" And it's like it's like a cruise ship phone. Um, we're gonna need you to wear a device on your body for the show. And I'm like, "Oh, what?" They go, "Yeah. Um, one of the people she wants to watch the she never comes to the shows because she's deaf. But we have a device you can wear on your shirt that'll that'll like make it to where she can hear the jokes." And I'm like, "Will she be able to hear the crowd?" And they're like, "No, I don't think so." And I'm like, "What?" So I get there, it's like a sweet old lady sitting in the front row with her husband. And I'm like, "Oh," and they go, "Say hey to her," like to let her know to start listening, like say, "Hey, Angela," to the device, and then she'll know. And I'm like, does the audience know what the hell? I'm just gonna be talking into my shirt saying, "Hey, Angela," are they gonna know? And so I go, "Hey, Angela," and I'm like, "Hey, I'm wearing this because someone in the audience has a hearing." I'm trying. I don't want to say hard of hearing because I'm like, that's probably not the way it's, and I don't want to say deaf. So I'm like, there's someone in the crowd has a hearing deficient. This is what I'm trying to. And so I look down, and she's like not laughing. And I go, hey, Angela. And she goes like this. And then I go, oh, yeah. And then I tell the first joke, and I look at her, and she's like, just nothing.
What the fuck, dude?
And I was like, oh, like, and then I go, oh, so I go, so Angela can't hear the crowd, but let me tell you something, Angela. The crowd is losing. They're like laughing, like I'm crushing up here. So don't even worry about that. And I thought that would like get a laugh, like a little self-deprecating, and just nothing from the crowd and nothing from Angela. So I was just like, all right, okay. And then after the show, Angela, she like walks up to the front of the stage and like shakes my hand. And she's like, oh, and I'll like scamper off down to my room. Like, geez, thank God that's over. And then I get another call on the phone and they go, do you still have the device on your shirt? And I was like, oh shit. I was sitting there like going down like, what the fuck? This fucking show, fuck this fucking cruise ship. And Angela is just hearing this. In her ear.
Oh my god.
So they came down and got the device. Oh boy. So it's going
Wow.
great, man.
Holy shit, dude. That's so awesome, dude. Oh man. What a fucking dude. What a fucking time. What a bad
Yep.
time. What right now is so bad, dude.
Yeah, at least it sucks. At
At least it sucks,
least
dude.
it sucks.
I'm glad you told that story. That's
At
good.
least I'm lonely and sad on this boat.
Yeah, dude. At least we at least you're alone on a boat when you found out you lost a friend. That was the perfect
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, at least
Oh, that's so
boy,
interesting,
yeah.
man. You were
It's
on
a
a boat.
nightmare. It's a real
I
nightmare. But
I was on the train tour, and this is, I think, the last thing we'll be able to talk about because the delay is just bonkers, dude. But I got on a train in a fucking Amtrak at 6 p.m. in Chicago, and then I rode it for 24 hours to DC, and it was a dream come true. I had my own little like room in the sleeper car that was like a optimized for sleeping car. You know, you like there's two seats, and those two seats turn into a bed, and then there's a bed that pulls down up top for two people. But I just had me because Ismail dropped out of the tour, you know. So I had this little like just bungalow
yeah,
that was mine, and it was like heavenly, dude. And I just like sat. It was cozy as fuck, and I sat down there, uh, and I just like. You know, I just ate. I ate 4 meals on the train, and I like played video games on my laptop, and I looked out the window, and I just like
hell yeah.
wrote in my head, and I would lay down, and I would like call Allie, and it was great. It was like I loved it. And then I found out that my friend died, and it went from being like absolute heaven to like I am trapped in a box. And I just like it was so interesting how immediately it became like went like truly from like the best day of my life to like abject horror. And I'm just like in because the thing is so
Yeah.
small, and I'm just like, oh, fuck. I like couldn't even like, and I got up to like go. I was like talking to Allie. I was like, I think I got to fucking shower. And like, obviously, most of this is grief and loss, but like to be in like
Yeah.
it was just wild. And so I like got up to take a shower, and then the shower wouldn't get warm, and then I'm just like looking at this shower, this communal shower on a fucking train car, and I was like, I don't know any of the people's feet that have been in this. Then I'm not gonna. So I just like didn't shower, and then I was like about to do a show in D.C. and I was so upset, and I was just like. I was like, I need to be with my friends. I need to be home, and I just like canceled that show, and I canceled the Richmond show, and I flew home, and I saw people, and it was the best decision I'd ever made. But it was, the,
Yeah.
but what a week, dude! Like, what the fuck this, dude?
Oh, I know. It's
Yeah.
shit.
It's
It's
absolute
unbelievable.
fucking horror and garbage, dude. Just the fucking worst.
But that's life. You were on a train, I'm on a boat, and we're both just
What
it's
the
it's crazy, dude.
Yeah, dude. Well, Caleb, I love you very much.
But I love you, man.
And I love this show and our listeners. And we will, you know what's funny? We're gonna try again, but Caleb's still on the boat next week, so we might have another. We're gonna do our best here, but man, coming into 2024, we have like all kinds of plans. We've been saving money so Caleb can come to New York and we can do a lot more in-person episodes, and so bear with us another couple
right.
weeks while we wade our way through a weird time. And in the meantime,
Yeah,
old
we'll figure it
episodes
out.
are always there. Our Patreon, patreon.com/what's it called. And, you know, at least it sucks.
Yeah, dude. Yep.
We love you so much. At What's It Pod on everything. What's It Called Rodeo is
Lay
the
it down.
website. Lay it on down, and I'm gonna let Caleb end the episode once he hears me say the end of this sentence right now.
This is the end of the episode. Dude, I nailed it.
Yeah.
What's it called? What's it